We are officially on day 89 here in our river-only world, and I'm gonna start off today's segment by saying something kind of interesting. And that is that I think that Olive Garden actually has some really good grilled chicken. Today was my first day back at work after a very well-received teacher summer, and it was catered by Olive Garden, and I happened to bring some of my own meal prep, a bit of pork and rice, but they had some incredible salads and a ton of grilled chicken as well, and I was very much so impressed by how good the grilled chicken was. I actually happen to have some leftovers, but that is beside the fact because we do not have much more time in this world. And we are also running out of materials as well. So we are definitely going to have to keep on building this build that happens to be quite a lot bigger than I had originally intended, I do believe. But it also does happen to have been a couple of weeks actually since the last time we've been in this world. I think that the 100 days is going to take me, I think in total, probably like four or 5 months of real life time in order to make. And that is more than okay with me. I am just doing this every once in a while on the side, and it's really cool and fun coming back to this world and seeing exactly how much progress we have been able to get done so far. But I am also noticing that we pretty much have no more diamonds to our name, I'm assuming, and this is the last of our iron pickaxe, so we're going to have to be very conscientious with our time. I did just notice that we still had a little bit more to do on the roof right there as we logged back in, so I wanted to get that done. Now we can head back down here and probably take a bit more of a gander at the materials that we have. I have a feeling that we're gonna need a bit more in order to complete this build right here. Especially given the fact that we are now done with our granite. I say, since time is definitely of the essence and I want to make sure that I can make this world as beautiful as I can, we will immediately get around to trying to layer out this wall as much as we can, I'll say. And then if we are able to have success on materials, we'll be able to start building some other things. But I do know that the goal for today, at least while I'm hanging out and playing Minecraft, is to try to get this build done, if at all possible. And so that will be only resource permitting. I do think that with 11 days left, we should have enough time in order to get things done, or at least that is the hope. And we got Dough Magic and Spooky in the house too. Man, I love Minecraft. Welcome back to the river. I'm about to make a friend chicken. Okay, I'm happy. I am recording on a new side monitor at the moment, and before stream started, I couldn't really tell if there was actually chat, like it was actually showing up. I had no idea whatsoever, and so it does seem to be the case. And I do believe this is supposed to be a bit of a riverside bar that we are working on. I do think we'll just kind of start with texturing the wall as much as we can, and then we'll get a bit more of an idea of how we actually want this to look. But let me change the song. Not a fan. And if I'm being honest, I kind of almost had to drag myself away from Lotus in order to get a little bit more work done. I've been having a total blast playing with everybody, And I do think that there's like at least two other streamers, or 3 streamers playing right now, which is very cool. I think that a lot of us have been inspired by one another to continue to stream and even to start out streaming. For example, Daisy Mushroom Puddle ended up streaming for the first time, I think 2 days ago yesterday on Sunday morning. And she was very nervous because she didn't think that anyone was going to show up. And then out of nowhere, she ended up having 19 viewers, at least when I was there, which is very impressive. And you never know what you're going to get out of something when you start. And so that's been cool. And I think that it's a different way to interact with the game. Like if you play any video game and you play with your friends and you've played over a microphone, you know that imagine having never done that. And then you do that for the first time. You're like, wow, this is so much different than just playing the game by myself in silence. Playing with other people. But then live streaming it, like doing your experience and kind of showcasing it live, is a completely different and also incredible experience too. Because of course everyone gets nervous at first that no one's going to show up, I think at least. But the reality is that people that, love you for you and love the game that you're playing end up coming. And so eventually you kind of take a look at the chat and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, like I got community, like I got real people out here. And for me, it's been one of the most gratifying ways of playing. Although there are definitely some times where every once in a while I do like to play and kind of just be off commentary, maybe have some music in the background. Especially I love listening to other YouTubers, whether it be on Minecraft itself, but also other times or other things I'll watch will include learning how to become a better content creator, or learning a bit self-improvement, and kind of just learning about science or history, those sorts of things. And then pretty much inevitably too, especially during the fall, I feel like when the school year starts and then I get back from work and I'm having dinner, I do think that I oftentimes will kind of just watch politics too, just because I feel like the best thing for me to do is to stay informed as a citizen. Although I do have a caveat to that too. I don't think that if being too informed is taking away from your mental health and you have nothing at stake, I do think that is maybe a time to reevaluate how informed you are, because maybe it might be better to be a bit less informed and a little bit more about your relationships or your health or whatever it is, right? That stream was such a blast. Oh, wait, which one's spooky? My voice is getting raspy. I gotta grab a sip. I'm having a non-alcoholic beer at the moment called Athletic IPA. It's actually really good. I'm a fan. Oh wait, what stream was such a blast? I'm silly. I'm glad the one with Daisy. Daisy's stream was a blast. I got to hang out and watch it for just a little bit, but honestly, really not as much time as I would have liked to. The reason being for that, I was setting up for the farmer's market, and I got the notification that Daisy was streaming, so I wanted to go and just say hi very quickly, but it would not have been the right thing for me to do to continue to watch and chat. Sometimes when I'm setting up for the farmer's market, I can listen to a podcast or listen to music and kind of focus, but I would have wanted to interact way too much. And so we did not end up doing that. But since we are now on day 89 and heading into day 90 and running out of time, although it's going to be a bit risky, as we have discussed earlier, it is going to be important for us to try to stave our way throughout the nights as long as no phantoms come. But now I do feel like my head is going to be on a constant swivel. I'm already feeling that happening. But as you'll notice, we are just coming in to texture the walls, and then I'm going to come and take another look at them, maybe more so in the morning. I don't think it really matters that much, honestly. But then just come in and add a bit more life to the walls, probably with some stairs and some indents, and then of course with our doors and whatnot too. Now, depending on our time, we could honestly as well maybe put in a second. Actually, we probably have enough materials for it too. After we get done with this third wall right here, we could have enough materials to come in potentially with another layer on each inside right here, which will allow us to kind of whittle out the wall and make it look much more beautiful, because we'll have plenty more opportunity to actually use the blocks and add more depth with every single piece that we happen to chisel out, you could say. And we have got Guy Farting. That is a great name. Welcome to 100 days here in the river. I appreciate the love. But also, and this is not a plug for me at all, but I'm excited for it. And after we hang out a bit today, I hopefully, will have the time to take a look at the new video that came out from Gribbly Games, who is another member on Lotus and has been a major inspiration for me and my own content creation process a lot recently. So it's definitely, if you've not taken a look at any of Gribbly's content, very much worth taking a look at. And if you like my cinematics and kind of my style, I would be very surprised if you did not like his style as well. Along with even more Lotus content, and my Lotus episode 1 is going to be coming out on this upcoming Wednesday, which is very exciting. And we are actively, as many of you guys know that have been hanging out for the Lotus streams, we are actively working on our episode 2, and I have gotten even more work done off camera too. I do think that very quickly we'll chomp on some bread. And yeah, Spooky, Daisy's first stream. It really was a good time. Okay, let me think. I think that we will try to use materials that we have, and I hear a drowned. I don't know if you guys can hear that because of the music in the background, but I'm glad that we are protected from the inside at the moment. Although I do know that it definitely looks kind of weird the way that we are doing this, and I am going to make some more torches too so that we can have a bit more light in the area, and I'll put them into my offhand as well in order to make the experience hopefully a little bit better as we continue to build throughout the night. I do not think that we'll have phantoms for a couple of days. And I'd also love to know, do you guys think that I am a fast builder? I definitely know that I'm getting a lot faster. And I also do love the piano on this song too. I think that it is very relaxing. If any of you guys ever find things that I could add in terms of songs that you think would vibe well with the stream playlist, you are always more than welcome to leave them in the Discord. Along with, I'm sorry that the last 24 hours or so I have not been as active in the Discord. I kind of have just been playing Minecraft and getting ready for the upcoming school year and whatnot, and then I don't know, not being super digitally connected. Although I do have to still take a look at the Wordle. We have been, I've been having a total blast in the Discord. A group of us have been playing Wordle every single day, And I never really allowed for myself to like go and play a game app, like an app game on my phone. I've always been like, no, I need to spend all of my time making Minecraft content and whatnot. But playing Wordle with you guys and kind of just starting, or just like, I don't know, just like trying my best. I kind of like been getting competitive with it too. It's been it's been really fun. And especially as a teacher, I really do think that it's a positive thing. It's a good mental exercise and can definitely keep you with it. I think that those sorts of puzzles are actually a really good thing for you, psychologically speaking. But I never really thought about that. I've definitely been in a phase of I gotta go, and like so much productivity focused on the one thing, which is the Minecraft channel. And so I'm in an active process of also adding more balance and doing other fun things too. Which is good. I'm thinking about maybe going to even a comedy show. That sounds fun. I'm going to a comedy show maybe on Friday. Sounds like a fun thing to do. And I would love to know if any of you guys have ever been to any comedy shows, and if so, which ones, and which ones are your favorites? I also really enjoy kind of like Netflix comedy specials. Like, you know, if you look up for genres, comedy, you can find a lot of really good stand-up comedy on Netflix, and I think it's a total blast. Although I pretty much never watch it, and I have only been to one comedy show in my life, so it sounds kind of fun. Which would mean that we wouldn't have a stream on Friday, so who knows? You know, there's sacrifices when you do everything. And I've spoken for years about, you know, you sacrifice certain things when you have a Minecraft YouTube channel or any YouTube channel, or doing anything, you know, you're going to have to give up other things in order to do that. And I've been very willing over the last 3 years, and still am willing. I still love doing this, to, you know, live stream and spend every Friday night with you guys, which we've been doing for a very, very long time now. And I really enjoy it, but I think it's also, you know, it's good for me to be able to switch it up, and then I can live stream on Saturday or whatever it be with you guys and be like, guys, I went to this comedy show last night, or I went, you know, trail running or whatnot. And so, you know, the productivity and the output, I would say, has not decreased whatsoever, but I do think that I'm also trying to be a well-rounded young man. Which hopefully makes sense. But I'm gonna take on that Wordle tonight. I'm gonna smack down on that Wordle tonight. I'm gonna take down that Wordle tonight. I kind of wanted to place that guy in there. But we are pretty much running out of materials, but I do think I'm not being, you know, I'm not thinking too much about it. It's all muscle memory. I do think that we'll still be able to get some kind of cool looking design in here. Doesn't look that bad. I don't think it does. I mean, everything looks better with shaders, as we all know. Wordle is so fun. Unless I lose, then I hate it. I've been really good recently. I've been on a streak. So I do think that I'm probably going to be really upset. I don't want to jinx myself. I need to knock on wood right now. I don't know if you could hear that. Yes, Wordle I think is very fun unless you lose, and then you... But I've been really successful. I've always been kind of like a book nerd since I was a kid. And so loved reading and that sort of thing, and also really enjoyed writing. So my vocabulary has kind of always been pretty expansive and really fun for me. I can't remember what it was yesterday, but it super threw me for a twist. And that being said, just because I have a larger vocabulary, or a large one, not a larger, a large one, does not mean that I am not gonna, that I get everyone right, you know, and so on and so forth. Oop. I do hope that we can punch our way out here. I do think we can before the iron pickaxe ends up running out. That's a good feeling. Okay. Yeah, we are gonna have 2 different layers that we can kind of whittle away right here. But let's see. We do have more stone. So I do think we're gonna actually we'll use our tuff on the top as we texture up there. And then we should actually be okay here if we take one of our stacks of our stone and turn it into stone bricks. We are actually going to be able to get up to the top right here too. On day 90, we are running out of time. I almost don't even want to look at our progress so far because I do know that we just gotta keep on grinding and keep the pedal to the metal, you could say. But I think that will once again come in just like this, but I do want to also switch in a bit of the tuff right here too, which will look very good. Ooh, yes, I'm happy. But I think that we're gonna pretty much leave the tuff a bit more to the bottom, and then we'll have actually our cobble right here on the bottom too. Yeah, I like that, and I think I can actually come around to this side, and I'm gonna repeat that before I end up rambling. And oh, I lost the pickaxe. Oh man, there it goes. Okay, we might be down to a stone pickaxe. I don't think I have any more iron. I'm just kidding. We have some iron in our inventory, but we are only down to iron. We don't have any more diamond. Once again, we're going to pillar back up top here. Punch away at this granite that we definitely do not need in that direction, and then kind of to start off here, do a bit of our stone bricks. Maybe 2 right there. Come in with our, I guess, a little bit of andesite. Come in with our tuff like so. 1 up here, and then 2 up right like that too. And then we'll also come in and kind of just bedazzle a little bit with our cobblestone. And then things are kind of going to smoothen their way up here, actually. We'll be using a lot more of the stone as we kind of come up. Let's see. And we'll be working from something that is a bit more textured to something that is a bit less textured. Why is my voice so raspy? Give me a second. Yeah, I love the Wordle streak that we're on too. And thank you, Spooky. I think I'm getting better at building on the spot. I really do think that, honestly, live streaming is probably making me better at it a little bit, because I'm one of those people that I'm like, no, I need to make progress. Other people are like, how do you get progress done during a live stream? I'm like, no, I have to get it done. This is my only window in order to get the video out, in order to get certain progress things done. So no, I promise you it's going to happen. We'll nail down 1 of our top layers right there. Drop on down and head back up here, where, just as we were discussing, once again, we'll come in now with some of our stone bricks. And then also come in with a whole ton of stone as well, and kind of just alternate a little bit more, working from more textured bits to a bit more of a smoother top. And then I do think, because I don't usually do this, we will actually go and take a step back and see what this ends up looking like. And just like this too. Spooky, do you know if Draconis is still streaming? let us drop on down. And then we'll punch our way back all the way down. Because since we have daylight, it is definitely worth taking a look at everything that we have here. We will head back into Cheetah Cam. Oh, that looks cool. Wait. Hit the wrong button. I think this worked out just how I wanted it to. Okay, yeah. You can see how on the top right there, we have a lot more texture with the tuff, and then with the stone bricks at the bottom, and then it kind of fills its way out, but then smoothens out near the top. I really like how that looks. Oh, he ended stream about 30 minutes ago? Well, I am flattered that you guys are hanging out with me, and especially, I was going to be like, Spooky, if you're hanging out with me instead of watching Draconis play Lotus, I'm even more flattered too. But once again, as you can see on the top layer right there, we have our cobblestone and the tuff, and then it kind of smoothens out a bit at the top. And I really like how that looks. Let's go back from the side right here. Now, as you can see, oh, this is gonna look really cool. I have a couple of ideas that are starting to come to mind as well. My gosh, I keep having an itch come out of the back of my throat. I do not know why. Am I okay? I appreciate the concern. Yeah, y'all. I'll like take a sip of water and then feel hydrated. And then out of nowhere, I'm just like, I can't. My voice is giving out on me. Ooh, wrong block. I do think that will actually come in down like so. Because I have a feeling that I actually want to make these pillars coming in, starting from one up top like that. And then we're going to go 2 wide like so. And I think that we're going to do the same thing on this end right here. And I am kind of experimenting. I'm excited to see what ends up happening. Although I'm also noticing that this is going to get a whole ton sketchier. As the sun once again is going down. And so what happens if we go another 2 in like this? And then another 2 in like so. Okay, that does leave us with some pillars that we can work with, and now we're gonna head over here, and we're going to make ourselves, or find ourselves, some of our stairs. And so, just coming in at the bottoms, just like this, and kind of alternating, we will be able to enclose this, and then bring just a bit more of that depth to the build, as you can see, like that. I do think that on the bottom, on the larger pillars, we might actually try to come inside like so. Yes, I kind of like that. And then on the tops, we'll come in on the opposite direction and add a bit more of an archway, just like that. Oh yeah, that's gonna look cool. I like that, I like that. Oh, but I cannot stand the fact that I cannot really see as much in the dark. We will place a couple of our torches down like that. And then once again, on this end, we're gonna come in and make a bit of a table design with the opposite of an arch, and then we're gonna actually repeat that same design on the top for the corners to actually make that arch a real thing right there. And so as you can step back, that looks really good. I'm definitely a fan of that. yes, I think the depth does add a lot. It does make it look quite amazing, you could say. So we will go and we're going to repeat that on this side here. And I am enjoying the jazz, but I am going to switch it up very quickly too. Yeah, Spooky, the Lotus community is awesome. It's a good group of people. I am a very lucky guy to be a part of it. Okay, and so, with our song changed, with the stars out in the sky, we will continue and go. I did the same thing again. We're gonna continue with starting 1 in, not 2 in over here. Although that is now too much andesite in one spot, so we'll come in with our stone. Once again, starting with 1 on the outside, we'll come in 2. Then we'll do the exact same thing. I did it again. Then we'll do the exact same thing. Follow what I say, not what I do. Where we leave 1 on the outside and then we come in with 2, just like so. And then we'll come in 2 once again. And then now punch out 1 column. Go in 2, punch out 1 column once again. And then kind of just alternate with our stairs, going up and down in the middle, making a tabletop on each side, just like so. As we are about halfway through the night. No, I'm just kidding. Not nearly that way through the night. I am speed building. And then do the same thing with the arches on top there, and then once again, oh no. Once again, our stone brick stairs, like so. I do think that for the purposes of aesthetics as well, I'm going to come around and make some torches that will then put into lanterns, hopefully 4 lanterns out of this guy right here. Where we can now place them on the outer ends of the build, like so. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side too. We can also see as a zombie comes down, we finally have someone to try to fight us. Alright, I'm ready for you. Take me on. Take me on. Here we go. And boom. Although we now have another zombie with some impressive armor right there too. And it starts to rain as well. This is not looking good. I'm going to go up 3 blocks. And you thought that you could get us, huh? And you too, you thought you could get us. And you 3, it looks like you 3 thought you could get us, huh? It's not going to happen. We'll take you down. 1 by 1, yeah, you can walk away. I'll just strike your friends and strike you as well. Until eventually all 3 of you hit the ground. And pillar back on down. Maybe it would be a good idea to eat up, I guess, a couple of apples while we're at it too. But man, this is some of the harshest weather I think that we've built in for the entire 100 days. It is definitely pouring out here. But that is no matter. We will continue to decorate by placing some more pots right next to the lanterns, as we have on each one of the sides right here. And then I do think, I don't think we're going to make really a, I thought there was a zombie. Now, I don't really think that we're going to make ourselves a door. We could now. I do think that we're going to come up in a diagonal fashion, just like so. And then we'll take out these blocks that we have in the middle. And we'll end up getting around to using some stairs over here and kind of just mix them in just like we have like this. Without too much rhyme or reason. We get to the top just like that. Actually, I take it back. I think we will put a door in here too. So we can go in just like that. And I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm okay with that. I don't know. Do I want to place a staircase is the question. Maybe we will actually. We'll come in with our tuff. And kind of just come up one block, just like so for the time being. We'll get around to improving it, I promise. We definitely have the time to do so. And I know that Draconis was also preparing for his next build too, so that's exciting. It's kind of funny when you've already committed to streaming, and then people that you enjoy watching their streams are also streaming, and you're like, well, I can't watch their streams if I'm streaming. Like, the game isn't really played that way. So we're coming up to right here with our windows. We're just going to place some torches over here for our lighting. And then I think we'll bop on up just like so. Take out the top and then once again add a stair, just like we have. And we'll come back around to fixing and adding a bit more to that in just a bit of time. But we'll do the same thing and we'll come up here. And I do think I have time for it very quickly, just because I think that it is in our best viewing interest, although I may run out of time for it. I'm going to try to head up here and place down our bed so we can sleep for the night, just so that we can see tomorrow. Yes, Spooky. I do actually have tips on how to commentate, get comfortable commentating while recording. I think it really applies to live streaming too. And it is the exact tip that I gave Draconis for. He was nervous when it came to his first live stream, and now you can tell that he'll live stream for hours and hours and hours, and is really good at it, and became very comfortable very quickly with it too. And I love watching his live streams. He has a incredible vibe, I would say. But yes, he was nervous, just as we all do. We all get when it comes to going live for the first time and just being comfortable actually just playing and commentating. If you can do it when you're live, you can do it when you're recording. No question about it. I like that. Man, call me B-dubs with... No, I'm just kidding. That's also, before I ramble away, I just want to take a look. I like where that is. I'm okay with it for right now. What we are gonna do is we'll come around. Here's some more zombies. And then we're gonna come in here. We're gonna make some more glass panes. And then quickly we'll head to the top. Of our makeshift staircase. And then place down the glass panes right there. And then place down even more glass panes right there. Okay, and so we'll take a step back now, and yeah, I like that. I'm okay with how it looks. I hear that zombie. He's scaring me. He's freaking me out. So, my tip is that just treat it like a podcast. And there's two parts of it, okay? The first thing is A, just hit record, right? B, the second thing is that I have kind of learned, psychologically speaking, that there are 3 different mediums, 3 different things that you can make conversation about, and I think that it really applies to getting to know other people, but it also just applies to being able to comfortably record and commentate. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water and then I'll explain. Okay. So when it comes to the different types of conversation that you can make with other people, you can either talk about something that you guys both see. For example, one that's a really good example. Why is my voice so raspy today? Oh my gosh. So we can see that the leaves are falling down just like that. And that is so beautiful. And that is a segue in order to talk about the most recent Minecraft updates, right? And so you can talk about from there, you can be like, oh my gosh, look how beautiful the leaves are. You know, I'm so happy that they ended up coming with the brand new Minecraft update. I also really love the fact that they have the Happy Ghast. It's such a wonderful addition to the game. It looks so cute, you know, and continue to elaborate and talk about things that kind of pop into your mind based off seeing one thing. And all of this is a rinse and repeat. And then you can be like, and look how, you know, oh man, I just love how beautiful it is to have a sprawling wheat field right here, especially with the shaders on. They're complementary reimagined shaders. Now, I'd love to know what sort of shaders you guys use, but as you can see right here, it's so beautiful. They take the same Minecraft clouds and then they just kind of make them stunning, and the colors and the way that the contrast works and the shading. It's just such a beautiful thing. And I just love having so much wheat over here because I love farming. Also, like, what do you guys like doing? You know, when it comes to playing in Minecraft, do you guys like having a sprawling wheat field like this? I know that other people kind of do the more vertical columns and like the look of that, but as you can see, my building style in particular is a bit more woven in with the land, as much as you can see. So anyway, all of that is to be said that you can take different things that you see in Minecraft and then use them as points of talking about other things. Like even this bat that's around here, like, why are you around here? Why are you around here? Why are you around here? Oh, I want a little bat over here and don't want any Batman. Batman, you know, you just instantly have things in. Kill him. No, I didn't. I'm gonna try to shoot him. There's, you know, just tons of different things in your environment. So if you ever run out of things to talk about, try to look at something in your environment and talk about it. You know, and then a second thing to talk about is just things that are abstract, like sociologically speaking. So for example, this is actually something that I kind of wanted to talk about, but it's totally a rant. Totally a rant. Please tell me, inform me, more about this thing called Riz. Is like Riz like having like swag, or like is Riz having game? I've been seeing a lot of things by this guy named Baby Gronk, who his dad apparently has given him a media presence. He's this like 13-year-old football player, but his dad wants him to go pro and literally named him Baby Gronk. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Okay, give me 1 second. We'll continue to talk about the Baby Gronk thing, but I want you to see as well, the second thing is talking about just things that are going on, like out and about, and using, you know, using the world and current events as push points, you know. So I just thought about Riz, which could be a talk about so many different things about how swag and that sort of thing has developed over time. Or maybe that's a segue into football and, you know, your favorite teams and my favorite teams. And so you can talk about things that are going out and along in the universe, if that makes sense. But I think I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, okay? And get some more water and whatnot. We'll place down our bed. Hopefully nothing comes. Of course, this would not be the guy's slip if I don't leave you with a cinematic of this brand new build, which is actually, as you can see, again, for a free-form build, I had no idea what this was going to look like at the start of stream, as you guys can see. Really starting to come together on the side of the river. And then we'll talk about thing number 3, okay? Well, Spooky, it's literally just, you know, the more that you can continue to do that, the more you can practice it. And I will say, it's the most important one of the best things you can do in life. I really mean that. Like, I had to meet a new boss today, and the ability to be able to segue from one thing to another thing to talk to him about, you know, he's from Kentucky. Like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what sort of things are there to do in Kentucky? Oh, cool. Well, you know, what sort of things do you like to do when you're not working? Oh, me too. I also love running. Have you ever run in any races? Oh, cool. You know, like, you know, it's super, you know, have you noticed this new thing about the school, or what do you think about X, Y, and Z? You know, it's, I don't know, it's the more you practice the skill, you know, having that good first impression with my boss, you know, that makes a big difference. All the different things that you can do when it comes to, you know, pulling different things from your environment and from the world to make conversation with, along with the third thing we'll talk about, they make a big difference. But I'll be back. Oh my gosh, spooky. I didn't even think that I was going to be getting sick. Man, I hope not. I hope not. 1 second. Oh my gosh, getting sick would be the biggest buzzkill ever. Oh no. I hit my microphone. I hit the microphone. Okay. Alright, and we're back. So, as we have been discussing, there are 3 really great ways that you can make conversation with other people. The first one is using your environment and being able to talk to other people about things that you notice going on around you, whether it be the tree or the dock that we have with the 2 flowers for a special reason over there. Or what the arches look like and what this could remind me of, which for me, arches always remind me of the Romans, and I've always wanted to build like an aqueduct and especially like a Roman town to kind of have an homage, as well as to get creative and try different building blocks and different styles and that sort of thing. So as you can see, just talking about the things that you notice and you observe in your environment can make a big difference when it comes to your commentary. The second one is thinking about and talking about things that are going on in the world, like the new Minecraft update, or the fact that, it is about to be football season is a massive thing for those of us that are in the United States, or sports that are going on, or social events, or drama with celebrities if you're knowledgeable about those sorts of things. And that can even segue into who is your favorite celebrity figure, and would you ever want to be famous? And what are the pros and cons of doing such a thing in your personal opinion? And would it be worth it to have, generational wealth but be known for it? Or would it be better to be poor, and, but never have slighted anyone and never have, systemically slighted anything, or there's so many different, I don't know, just ideas and things that you can talk about that go on in the world that people have opinions on. And so you can ask people what their opinions happen to be on X, Y, and Z thing. And that can be both good things and bad things, as you can see, because not everyone's going to agree with everything. And unfortunately, in the life we live, not everything is roses and butterflies, you could also say. So I think that that is definitely, the first way, talking about things you see. The second thing, talking about things in the world. And the third way, as we are getting to, is just talking about things that you actually relate to and energize you. For example, the way that we started stream today, which was definitely not normal, but it was kind of just how I wanted to, is the first thing I said was literally, I don't think that you're going to agree with this, but I think I really like the grilled chicken from Olive Garden. I had it for lunch today, and I have a little bit of leftovers of it for tonight too. And I'm really excited actually to have it, but I never really thought that Olive Garden was going to be the place that had a grilled chicken that I'd be like, wow, this is really good. So I kind of find that interesting. And so just talking about things that you like, for me, for example, and food is a great way to just get into it. I'm a foodie, so it's very easy for me to talk about food, as I'm sure it is for many of us. We all love cookies and chips and what we're munching on. And I'd actually genuinely, while I'm kind of explaining things, I'd also love to know what you guys are actually having for dinner. I'm not trying to just like I really do. I'm interested. For me, it's leftover Chipotle and some chicken from Olive Garden. Oh my gosh, if you've never had Raising Cane's before, oh my gosh, that's so good. I love Raising Cane's. And I actually saw someone on a social media dating app that had one of their kind of like text bios be like, you're my type. I think it was like, you're my type if, and the response was Raising Cane's, or no, it's box combo, no slaw, extra canes or extra sauce, and Texas toast. And I think I swiped right just because of that, because it's like, I love Raising Cane's. Like, that is such a good hook. And like, you got me. Like, you sound like a fun person to hang out with. Like, I'll swipe right on that, you know. So things that you like. For me, I love running as well. I love exercise, and that will get you to not only share about things that you love going on, maybe you're training for something in particular. For me, it's been too long. I never had really trained for anything. And then, as some of you guys know, I trained for a half marathon and did my first half marathon about 4 months ago. And now I'm like, how come I exercise all the time and I'm not training for something? Like, it makes me just more intentional about it. And it's kind of exciting, you know, and it's cool to be able to say that I have, you know, accomplished this feat. This, you know, social event when other people, or a lot of people, will be like, oh wow, you know, you've done that. Although there's nothing to be had in terms of respect for, well, you worked out, like you ran really far at the gym. Is much different than, oh, you ran a half marathon, you did this half marathon with these people, like, and you have the shirt to show it, and all those sorts of things. So I really enjoyed that, and been getting a bit more into doing yoga once again too, which is something that has been very transformative in my life. And so, as you can see, the third thing is just, you know, talking about things that you love and the people that are going to be there for you, or the people that are there for you, I think. Dude, Dough Magic had canes yesterday. That's what I mean, dude. I got the Caniac combo, I think like twice when I was in college. I think maybe a third time after it too. It's so good. Raising Cane's is something I could absolutely eat the Caniac combo. But I never go unless I'm with friends. I won't allow for myself to do it unless I'm with friends. Sounds 10 out of 10. Sounds very good. I think that we are going to come. And then, you know, the beautiful thing about making conversation and becoming more comfortable about recording, or just even conversating, or just, yeah, especially recording, I would say, live streaming and recording, is that you use all three of these things as like a cycle, or not just a cycle. Not just a cycle. I'm going to visually demonstrate it. They all feed off of one another. So, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling, you know, happy right now. You know, why am I feeling happy? Well, you know, football season's coming up. Well, what sort of, you know, who's your favorite football team, and that sort of thing. Oh my gosh, I'm noticing that, you know, it's green over here, and that reminds me of the Celtics, and I'm from Boston, which is talking more about me. And then, you know, all these things, they actually kind of go with one another and feed off and bounce off one another. And so the reality, you'll see it the more that I kind of just, you know, talk, and the more you analyze conversation in particular, that you're either talking about something that you guys see, like, oh, how, you know, what good weather we have today, or did you see what happened, you know, who won the soccer game last night, or, you know, I'm feeling so tired. Oh yeah, I'm feeling so tired too. Why are you feeling so tired? Oh, I didn't get any sleep last night. Well, why didn't you get any sleep last night? Well, I was kind of, you know, I'm procrastinating going to sleep. Well, you know, I do that from time to time. Usually that's because I am getting obsessed with a Minecraft project or anything like that, or something like that. What about for you? Oh, well, yeah, I really enjoy knitting these skirts, and that sort of thing. Did you know that you could actually sell those skirts online? I heard that in the news there was something that ended up telling me about a new sort of live social media shopping, where most of, or about 30% of the United States social or financial selling and buying atmosphere is actually happening, you know, through this sort of medium, through, you know, technological, and this isn't actually a real number. I think it's like 3%. But like 30% of transactions are going on through live social media shopping, and it's come from, from the east, the QVCification of social media. Yeah. I don't know. It's fun, and the more that you do it, of course, the better you get at it. And the beautiful thing about, I think, what I've been finding about recording in particular, I need to go and get some stairs. Is that, I don't know, it becomes a skill that you get to practice more and more. And the more that I kind of intentionally place myself into an environment that is, subject for me to kind of continue to think about and make conversation. I do this a lot live now because I think it helps me become a much better commentator, and that's really an improvement. But if you're trying to just get better at commentating in general, I would take all of those aspects and then I'd hit record, and then I would just go and treat it like a podcast. Like, treat it like a live stream, although you're just recording and talking to yourself in the microphone, or treat it like a podcast where you're just kind of bouncing ideas off of yourself. And I think that can be really helpful. And actually, there's this really cool thing. I'm going to do it right now, though it's going to mess up my audio. I really have a fun time doing it, though. I think it's called Hume AI. Yeah. And I'm going to pause the music. And I know that this is not, this is AI. Let's be real. So it's not a real person, but this is a fun way to, even if you are starting to getting into it and you wanted to try, this is a good way to kind of like start with something. Okay. We're going to mini podcast. My voice is going to be lower.
Hey there. Welcome to the show. I'm EV3, your host here on Radio Hume. It's pretty cool to have you tuning in. We dive into some really fascinating topics here.
Yeah,
like
dude,
rabbit hole.
I love it. You're back on the podcast. This is the guy Slip here. What do you think about the new Minecraft update with the Happy Ghast?
So Minecraft, yeah, that's a whole universe right there. The Happy Ghasts, huh? Those little friendlier looking ghasts they showed off? They're part of this whole Spring to Life update Mojang's been working on. It's kind of neat, this pivot from the super spooky ghasts we've always known. They're basically reimagining them as like lighter, friendlier figures, almost like a charming little mob now.
It's like a charming little mob. Could you tell me how to actually get one, though? Because I literally have no idea how.
So getting one of these Happy Ghasts, yeah, that's the $1 million question, right? But it's still pretty early days. Like, they're only supposed to be appearing in the game through certain Easter eggs or special events for now. The main way people are getting them, I think, is through these dried ghasts you can find near nether fossils in soul sand valleys. So, or you can summon.
Okay, boom, just like that. We're back. But as you can kind of see, like, that conversation, even with AI, we were talking about things that were going on for me. I'm experiencing the new update, so I was curious about that. I asked, and then they're talking about not only how it's being received sociologically speaking, but then also bringing it back to how you're personally feeling about it too, and making certain opinions on it. Like, even the AI made an opinion being like, well, it's actually cool that it's implementing a less spooky version of the Ghast. Like, so it really is flip-flopping between all three of those things, which is kind of fascinating. And it's actually really interesting how so much of those are pillars of conversation, as you can hopefully see. And if that was a good demonstration, please do let me know too. This guy is getting back into the teaching mode. The school year is starting back up. Professor Slip is back in action as he takes out his decoration materials here. And I do think we will also take the rest of our iron because we're running out of time here, and get our lanterns and place them into our hand right here. For me, I love having these guys around. They're too expensive. They're too expensive. I do think that we want to pillar all the way to the top. We'll actually take out our oak logs here and then come on up. I'm really proud of the builds that we have been able to make, honestly, during this 100 days. I think that it's one of my best 100 days that we've ever done as a zombie man comes around here. And I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but this video idea, although it's been done by plenty of other people, I saw the idea concept come out a very long time ago, I think by Cryptozoology, who's a wonderful Minecraft YouTuber, if you've not taken a look at him. And so he has been the inspiration between this incredibly beautiful area of lands that we have here in a river-only world. Although we have evil that is coming to try to take us apart, you could say. But just like that, actually, we will, to spice things up a little bit, why not place down a couple of pots right here. And that. And then we'll actually add a couple of our red poppy flowers right there. I forgot the name. And then head down. Actually, scratch that. We are not done on this part of the roof yet. We're going to come in with even more pods down here. And then on this side, we'll come in with even more of our saplings, just like so. And then we'll have to go and repeat that on the other end, which will go down. We'll go and do. Although, unfortunately, I am also noticing that the sun is starting to go down, and I believe, what day is it? It is down day 92. We only have 8 days left. That is a total bummer. Oh, it's so beautiful though, but it's a total bummer. Total bummer. This place has really started to come together. Wait, I can't look at chat. Why not? Yeah, the zombies scared me. Don't worry, we slaughtered the mens. We took him out. We took him out. And so we will head back up once again with the oak logs and take out our flower pots and come around just like so, where we can place down our oak saplings. Although I do think I hear the footsteps of another zombie that is coming across us at the moment. And then we will also head inside because there's no reason for us not to. And then we're going to take out not only our saplings, but we're also going to take out some dandelions too. And we're going to spread them throughout the area, just like so. Along with a couple of poppies every once in a while, and then maybe even our oak sapling. And then on the end right here, I did think that over the crafting table, I wanted to put a lantern so that we could have a bit more light in the area. Not too bad. We are definitely going to have to come in and make a floor. I don't know what I want to do in terms of the block for the floor, though. Any of you guys have any ideas? Let me know. Something that's not too expensive. We have 8 days left. But if any of you guys have any ideas, we got a spider, man. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. There's definitely a skeleton over there, but I want the Spider-Man. I want the Spider-Man. I want the Spider-Man. I want the Spider-Man. 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 Boom. Oh my gosh. That cannot have been the first string that I got. I don't believe that. I cannot remember though. I'll consider that one a big win though. Oh man, I'm liking how this is looking. This is a very busy, noisy build. I really like it here. I almost like how simple it is right there. I think that we'll head up here. And then I do want to head into free cam just so I can take a look and see what we have. Let's see, we can give a good look around here. I don't think, no, we haven't had any leather. If only we could put in some item frames. I think that we will be quite sparse, actually. I don't want to add too much more noise, I think, to this build, just because I think it kind of looks pretty without it. I do believe I have some diorite. A diorite is a good idea for the floor if you're thinking that. So we can boop our way in here. I don't think we do have more wood in here. No, I'm not going to head to sleep for the night. No, we're not going to head to sleep for the night. So we'll take our bed back up. And let's see if we do have any diorite. We do. We have both are polished. No. We have another zombie man. Another zombie man. Another zombie man. Who's come to meet his unfortunate demise under the diamond sword. My gosh, is there another one? Okay. We have polished diorite, and we also have diorite slabs. Meaning that we're going to use both of them at the moment. We can start coming in through here with our diamond shovel and taking away all of the dirt that we do not need to replace. Although we may actually have a cave that is, oh my gosh, immediately below us with a creeper. Talk about the odds right there. I had literally no idea. So I think that immediately will actually start to come in and textured. I think a drowned ended up turning out right there. That absolutely scared me. Whew. Okay, I actually need to take a deep breath after that one. I was not expecting that. I don't think I have any other white blocks. I don't, unfortunately. One thing that I have experienced here in this river-only world is that not a single mob has spawned. So the only thing that I really can do is just continue on without any animals. But if I had white wool, if I had some wool in here, I probably would. But I don't have the access to it. There's no ability for me to do anything with any other white blocks, so the only other block that probably would go well in here is some smooth stone. But unfortunately, I'm kind of too poor. I don't have any lava, and I really want to hold on to the only wool that I have, because I only have 4 pieces of charcoal. So I am being very frugal at the moment with the floor. I do hope that makes a bit more sense, and then also kind of shines something about the 100 days. I don't think that I could only ever do 100 days videos, although I love them, without actually just having like a recurring series and playthroughs, because there is so much that you can actually do in Minecraft after 100 days that I do think that it is quite limiting to only play everyone by 100 days and then start fresh. And for me, I actually I would not want to do it too much, although we'll have another 100 days in the Arctic coming out as our next 100 days, which I have not started yet, but I'm very excited about. Honestly, that's gonna be a good one. But if I was doing too many of them, I think I would get a little bit burned out. it really is nice having progress that you can kind of see and come back to over time. When I started YouTube, I thought that I needed to have the perfect episode 1 in order to like make it as a YouTuber, and that is so not the case. You can have your 15th episode become your best episode, because people have seen that you put in a whole ton of time whole ton of work in over time, and that can make a big difference. So you do not need to have the perfect episode 1. I do just want to test if we're going to do our trapdoor trick over here. Yes, we will do it. We will do it, but only for a couple. Just on the outer corners right here, we'll line them with some trapdoors. So we'll come in, we'll take out some oak planks, and then we'll take out our oak trapdoors too. Then we can come in just like so. The sun is going to start coming up, so I don't think that we need that shield anymore. It makes me a happy man. But as we were also talking about earlier before I went to the bathroom, I saw on social media there's this guy named Baby Gronk, and he's 13 years old and he's a football player. But I guess he's good. I haven't seen him play. But he's been having like a massive social media presence and kind of hanging out with a lot of really good looking women that are way older than him. And being like very vocal about it on social media is kind of like become a real huge pop figure, which is like such a weird thing. I keep thinking that that is going to like absolutely ruin his future. Like no coach is going to want like a social media kind of liability. And so I keep thinking that like the reputation, like the clout that he's getting for himself is not actually the type of reputation that he's going to want. Although there is something to be said that like he can grow up and it will have been worth it, technically, for him to have actually, gotten fame and accolade if it was beneficial to him. And I am also noticing, and we're gonna leave it, okay? We're gonna leave it. I don't know if anyone's gonna notice. We're gonna leave. I was so important to me. It was to have the sign right here, right? Or have one column right here for those of you guys that were hanging out. And I totally messed up and didn't even realize that I did it right there, which I think is very funny. I am going to try my best to take all of the torches off. I don't want any more of them. And then I don't know if I should. Actually, what I'm going to do, this can be some extra nice texture right there. It's really not much, but as you can see, it adds just a little arch, just like so. And then, do I really want to add anything else? I could add buttons. I always do, as you can see. I actually don't even know if I want to. Maybe we can take a look over here. We could maybe potentially come in on the sides just like that, but I don't want to do anything else, maybe. No, I'm actually okay without it. I kind of want to keep this as simple as we can. And then pop our head in there. It's really not too shabby so far. We are definitely being able to make the most of the materials that we do happen to have. I'm a fan. And it is now day 93, meaning that we only have one official week left in this world. Signs in the front corners. I like them here. I don't know if I want to add them onto the stone though. I kind of like how barren it is. Oh, we did forget up here. I'm so spooky. That was helpful. Go up there. Oh, and then we can actually potentially pop up to the top right here onto the second floor. And then come in and put some window panes right here. I guess we'll make it symmetrical. I always make it symmetrical, and I always think that I'm not going to purposefully, and then I always make it symmetrical every single time I do that. Without avail. We can also eat some bread very quickly. And man, I didn't realize that we had actually taken all that health damage too. I was too busy yapping, too busy waffling, you could say. But once again, I will come in, and although in my heart I just want to have one set of those trapdoors, I will, for symmetry's sake, we will keep it like so. And I will also remove this because it's probably bothering someone, although it's not bothering me. And then we'll pop out into our cheetah cam. Oh, it's looking good. As you can see, it's not nearly as hyper designed as the one that we have over there, but I actually really do like how this is looking. I'm a fan. Bada bam. Yeah, the pillars are a good accent piece to it, I would say. But I will say that it is also time for this guy here, Slip, to eat himself some Chipotle. Es tiempo cenar. Now to eat some dinner, as you could say, as the bell reaches 6:30 p.m. my time, as it is now day 93 in the world. We will continue on making this place to the right, our Riverside Bar area. Make it look even more into a bar. Very, very soon on the Slip stream. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys potentially Wednesday. I'm going to try to start doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, potentially stream schedule. Not going to be super hard point on it, but I think that's the idea. I do have a work event on Wednesday, so we will probably, hopefully, stream for a little bit after that. Probably on Lotus, though. I'm probably on Lotus just because I want to. I like hanging out on Lotus. I like hanging out with the Lotus people. But besides that, I think we'll probably do mostly Lotus stuff and then come back to this 100 days once a week, maybe just on Mondays, just like so. And this is all being recorded live, so you are seeing a part of the video, as you can see right here, and some good building by this guy Slip. But thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Lily's in the house. I'm sorry that I wasn't hanging out longer, but it is time for some Chipotle. Some Chipotle, as some other people say. So thank you to Lily, thank you to Dough Magic, thank you to Spooky. Spooky takes the leaderboard for tonight's stream. Number 1, Dough Magic, and number 2. And I don't know who's number 3 right now. And I'm doing well, Lily. We'll catch up more. Feel free to join the Discord and watch this guy take on the Wordle of the day, as well as you should also take on the Wordle of the day and see if you get more or less tries than I do and a better score as a result. I do think that it's linked in the description below. As you could say, until day 94, hasta luego. Good night, good night, good night. And if you're looking for some more, feel free to take a look at the Desert movie if you haven't. Because it only has like 300 views and I worked hard on it. Good night, good night, good night, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until the next, you could say.